It's Wake Forest taking on UNCG, and there's Mitchell Wilbekin, the senior, getting the start. He got the start against Drake. He got the start against Quinnipiac, and he's been on a little tear here, but he'll get the start tonight. There's Danny Manning in his fourth season here at Wake Forest. He's 44-57, 16-38 in the ACC. Got to the NCAA tournament last year trying to pick up where he left off. There he is, Wake Forest in the grays, kind of bringing those back here in the home, trying to bring some luck. They lost 2 of their leading rebounders. That's 57% of the rebound. 36 of their 82 points per game is gone. That's what happens when you lose John Collins, Dino Smitiglu, and Austin Arians. James Overstreet to my left. There's UNC Greensboro rocking the blue, navy blue tops in front. UNCG, Wes Miller on his 7th season, a record of 89-104. A huge season last year. They knocked off 9 in a row. They ended up playing the Syracuse Orange and the NIT and lost. But I tell you what, after that loss against Virginia, they have been an amazing team. And they actually led Virginia in the rebounds the whole game.
Yeah, they rebound the ball very well. Second chance points is a part of what they do, and what you have to do if you're Wake Forest is you have to impose your style of play on them. Here's a great pass to start the game.
Right around to Dickey. He can't follow through with the jam, and Wake Forest comes up with it, the rebound. There's Brian Crawford, part of the 1,000-point club.
Coach Manning getting Wilbekin to start tonight, I think, to try and help with some senior leadership. You mentioned it earlier that Wake Forest lost a lot in the paint, and so it's paint by committee on this team this year.
There's the freshman, Sean D. Brown, on an outstanding debut. Wilbekin, fadeaway jumper is good. The 3, count it for Wake Forest. They're up 3-0. There's Kuiper down low, and can't connect with Smith Jr., so they throw it away, and Wake Forest will get the ball right back. Sean D. Brown with a big game against Georgia Southern. 21 points and 9 rebounds. Here's Wilbekin with the fadeaway. And he could spot up and put a jumper in. It's a matter if he's feeling it.
And he made that shot, Ty, but let's pay attention to the closeouts on those jump shots. And it was a contested shot by Greensboro. And we talked about it in the open. This is what they like to do. They like to lock down all 5 people on the floor.
Sean D. Brown, and Wilbekin's feeling it. He's going to try it again. Off the iron, no good. And they're going to call a foul on Darrell Moore. Darrell Moore got the start. He got his first double-double against Drake.
I think we got Dickey on that one, Ty.
Got Dickey there. Actually, it was Dickey with the foul, and Bryant Crawford will inbound it. Spartans trying to slow Wake Forest's fast style down, and they throw it away there, trying to go down low to Darrell Moore. And they're going to need him to step up for sure. Got that double-double against Quinnipiac. They're going to need that because they need some interior presence.
He is a presence in the interior. For Darrell Moore, it's all about staying out of foul trouble and not making mental errors on the defensive end.
3 starters return for UNCG. One of them is right there, Francis Alonso from Malaga, Spain. He can shoot the 3. This one off the back of the iron, no good. Kuiper trying to fight for it, and Dickey comes out with it. There's a good reason why Dickey leads the teams in rebounds with 8.6 rebounds per game. The green light to Kuiper. He nails the 3. Wes Miller says he's allowed to shoot it from out there. You wouldn't think that because of his size, but he has a nice stroke. Proved it right there. 3-3, our score is tied.
And that young man's from the Netherlands. Generally, when Euro basket players come over to the States, that's one of the things they can all do is shoot the perimeter shot.
Europeans like the outside shot, just like Francis Alonso. Wake Forest has their amount of European. There's a dunk by Darrell Moore. Freshman you'll see probably later on is Olivier Sarr of the French national team. Here's the shot by Troy. They like to take 3s. They shoot 33% from beyond the arc, but they like to put it up. And Wake Forest has trouble guarding outside the 3. That will be a Ball for Wake Forest off the leg of Troy.
That'll be a key to the game tonight, Ty, is field goal defense. I think we said on the open is how can Wake Forest stop UNCG, number one, from getting second and third opportunities, but when they do stop them, they need to convert on the other end.
Kyron Galloway, the sophomore, checks into the game for Wes Miller in the Spartans. A timeout because they can't get anything to work out there. We've seen that time and time again. It just seems to be the...
That's entirely too deep in the post to get the entry pass.
9 points per game for Darrell Moore, the junior from Atlanta, Georgia. First double-double against Drake. Bryant's going to find it into Thompson, the transfer from Marshall, and he loses the handle. Here comes Alonzo for the Spartans. Try to find Troy on the outside. There's Kuiper lined up beyond the arc. Alonzo just trying to get free from Wilbekin. Kuiper again for three, and he's 2 for 2 beyond the arc. 6 points for Jordy Kuiper, a senior from the Netherlands. And Bryant loses control of the ball, another turnover. And Bryant is having some issues with this season. He gets the ball right back quickly. The Deacons up the floor and score.
And that's the pace that Coach Danny Manning wants Wake Forest to play with. Easy opportunities in the open floor.
Troy going to hand it off basically to Kuiper. Smith pick and roll with Kuiper. Kuiper again hanging out beyond the arc. Alonzo spots up. Good defense by Sean D. Brown, trying to get it low to Galloway. And inside, here comes Brian Crawford. Crawford for three. He leaned into that one, James. It looks like he needed to kind of go straight up, but he leaned in it, hit the back of the iron, and no good. And Wake Forest comes away empty.
I think that's one that we'll look at in film tomorrow if I'm a Wake Forest coach. That might have been a little too quick.
Here's Alonzo. Kuiper again. Now he's going to cut into the middle. Troy with some space. Around the rim, no good. Darrell Moore comes up with a rebound. And slowly they move it past the timeline to Brian Crawford. Inside, looking for the alley-oop, and Darrell Moore slams it down. 13-4. That's what I like to see. Bryant Crawford to Darrell Moore. The alley-oop in the deuce. And they'll keep it right here as Kuiper let that one go. But the Deeks coming up with about 2 seconds left. Trying to put this team on his back. And they need it, as they're 1-4 coming into tonight's game. Dickey. Dickey going to go baseline. Up against Darrell Moore, and well done. That's well played by Olivia Sarr, the freshman from France. And Manning going to try to go big again. On the Houston game, 61 of their 73 points all came from the backcourt. 34 points, which was a season high, off the bench. That'll go around the rim, won't fall. Dickey comes back out with it, and directing traffic up against Darrell Moore. Darrell Moore with a hand in his face. It won't fall. Good defense by Darrell Moore, which we'll see that a lot, James. It's just a matter of him trying to keep in the game and keep his legs. When you're going against a solid team like UNCG and James Dickey, who leads the team in rebounds, it's going to be quite a feat.
Darrell Moore is a physical presence inside for sure. He's a true 7-footer, and if he can stay on the floor, he's going to make a difference in the basketball game.
Keyshawn Woods checks back into the ball game. Great play there. Keyshawn Woods, a usual starter, and coming off the bench, a transfer from Charlotte. A big key to the success of Wake Forest last season. Gets the first free throw to fall. Averaging 16.3 points per game.
Woods is Wake Forest's most consistent player. you know what you're going to get from him night in and night out.
An 82% free throw shooter for Coach Daddy Manning. It's one thing this Deacon team can do very well and shoot it from the charity stripe. He knocks down 2, and the Deacs up 11-6. Wilbekin with 3 points and Moore with 4. That's been the story for the Deacs. Alonzo from 3, lights it up.
So one of the things that we always used to say are what are the knowns, and that's a known. We know that he can knock that down.
Right. Or that Spain national team. Got his career high against Delaware. 21 of the 33 points in the first half all came from number 10, Francis Alonzo. Mitchell trying to get in. Can't fall. Donovan Mitchell, the sophomore out of Clovis, California, will go to the line. Galloway with the foul, his first foul. Let's take a look at the replay. Mitchell was kind of surprised he was able to have that kind of room, but went up and decided he'll take the contact against Galloway. He'll go to the line. First one is good.
Well, he almost came off the floor, but he caught himself, and then he was able to put it down and get to the basket. That's encouraging to see Mitchell get to the line.
Mitchell only played 4 games last year. Got 8 points against Quinnipiac. This one will go in as well. And the Deacs up by 4 here with 13 minutes left to go in the first half. There's Malik Massey, spots up, won't take it.
Wake Forest out of the man-to-man and in a zone for the first time.
Lee Miller was caught by the body of Olivier Sard. Now it's Donovan Mitchell, his first personal foul. First team foul for Wake Forest. Let's watch this, kind of just hooked him with the knee.
You got to be set there. Let's see if Wake Forest stays in the zone and how UNCG attacks it on this inbound.
Alonzo down the baseline will inbounds it for the Spartans. Now to Kuiper. Alonzo trying to fight through traffic, goes into the lane, lays it up and good.
Alonzo is showing you all the things I told you in the pregame he could do. That's getting it to the rim.
5 points for Alonzo. Brandon Childress now checks into the ball game for the Deacs. Trying to connect with Wilbekin. They're going to say it's out on Massey, and they'll keep it right down here for Wake Forest. Let's take a look at the replay. As Brandon Childress just trying to get it over. Seems that he just kind of forced it a little bit. And Massey says it was off on him, and he might have a bit of an argument. Here's Woods. Shot clock down to 4. Mitchell's going to have to throw it up with 1 second. He does, and he gets it to go. Mitchell out of nowhere just kind of had to throw it up, and he does, and it's 15-11. Wake Forest with the lead. Miller trying to counter that with a shot of his own. Can't rebound. Here comes the Deacs. Childress, and he's going to get the foul called on Kuiper. Got him with the body. It's a smart play by Childress, able to just get right to him. They saw his size. They knew he couldn't go with his quickness.
For Wake Forest, they just need to keep pushing and keep UNCG off the glass on those second and third opportunities.
Brandon Childress quickly inbounds it to Brian Crawford. And here's Childress. Crawford had a little space to maybe take an outside shot, but he doesn't, and bring it right back to reset. Cuts into the lane. Fadeaway jumper. Nothing but nylon. And the Deacs are up 17-11. Here's Massey trying to go low to Galloway. There's Kuiper now out of the ball game for the Spartans. Alonzo from outside. Routed around the rim. No good. And the Deacs are going to have to take advantage. A low percentage shooting by the Spartans. Olivia Sarr down low trying to box out against Dickey. Now he does a little pick and roll. Bryant with the opposite direction of the pick and roll. Here's Keyshawn Woods, and he knocks it down. And timeout quickly for Wes Miller. He's at 0.5 from beyond the arc. 3 of 8. Deeks, 2 of 3. Alonzo looking to go to Miller. Finally goes up to Miller. Miller can jump. You saw it right there. He puts it in. Couldn't dunk it home, but he'll lay it in for a deuce for the Spartans.
Counts the same just as long as it goes through the bucket.
Mitchell, Olivia Sarr, Childress, Bryant Crawford into the ball game for the Deeks. Crawford spots up for a 3. Off the back iron, no good. Spartans with the rebound. Spartans a very good rebounding team, as Dickey will travel, I believe, and he does. A travel called on Dickey, trying to go down low, lost track of his steps. Officials today is Les Jones and Jerry Heater and Justin Porterfield. There's James Dickey, a sophomore, leading in the rebound category at 8.6 rebounds per game. And another thing he's leading in is blocks. He's averaging 3.4 blocks per game. Olivia Sarr handed off to Bryant. Bryant trying to put a alley-oop to Sarr and couldn't find his way there. And here comes the Spartans trying to slow down the tempo. 9.5 to go in the first half. Wake up by 7 inside. And good by Galloway. Galloway, he is a sophomore, 6'8", out of Milton, Georgia, averaging 7 points per game.
Little token pressure from UNCG after the made basket. Just wants to slow Wake Forest down. We're already to 15 in the shot clock.
Off the ball foul called on Donovan Mitchell. Got him with a body. It was a moving screen. But you see Brandon Childress goes inside the lane, is able to look and check to see where the whistle was blown for. He shakes his head. And the ball will go back to the Spartans. Alonzo cuts into the lane. They're going to call a foul on Brandon Childress, saying he need him. And the crowd not happy with that. Childress kind of flashes a grin. Not at all happy with that call. 2 quick fouls on the Deeks here with 9 minutes to go in the first half. Alonzo spots up, 3-point, good. It's a quick release, James. It's tough to guard.
That's a set play on a baseline out of bounds play. And they executed well.
Childress finding Wilbekin, closely guarded by Alonzo. Woods going low to Moore, and Moore will slam it home.
Good entry pass by Keyshawn Woods, and Moore finishes.
Tell you what, Moore's confidence is growing, and that's good news for Coach Danny Manning and the rest of the Wake Forest crew, because they're going to need him down low. They said he had a great offseason. And here's Kuiper, can't get the fadeaway to fall. Woods comes out with it. Mitchell calling for it. And it's Wilbekin will get it. Nice move inside the lane. Can't get it to fall. Rebound, Kuiper. So you're going to try to slow the tempo down. Kuiper spots up for a 3. Knocks it down. It's hard when number 32 is heating up from beyond the arc. It's now just a 1-point ball game. 22-21. Mitchell rattles around and in. Knocks a 3 down to answer. 25-21. Kuiper with 9 points leads the Spartans. And Donovan Mitchell, he's playing with some confidence too, James.
He is. This is more minutes than he's played at one time than I can remember.
To be red hot from beyond the arc, but of course, Francis Alonso has also been doing his part from beyond the three-point line. Here's Troy. Our score 25-21. The Deacs on top.
And we talked earlier about those young men that come over from Europe. They have a pretty good jump shot. Wake Forest had one recently that's not here this year. They missed him. Dino Smitoglu had a pretty good three-point shot as well.
Absolutely. Trying to go inside. Galloway trying to come in hard. Got the foul. Woods shaking his head. Doesn't agree with it. And Sean D. Brown, the freshman from Orlando, Florida. Let's take a look. Went up. Got him there with his left hand. And 2 shots for Galloway. Shooting 55% from behind the arc. From the charity stripe. He missed that one.
Sean D. Brown looks like a defensive end.
Yeah, does not look like a freshman at all. Which is good news for the Deacon faithful, especially with the class they got coming in next year. Sean D. Brown. Mitchell Wilbekin stays in the ball game. Started off defending Alonso very well, but Alonso has caught fire. And he's got 8 points so far. Keyshawn Woods fade away and one. And he'll go to the line and make a 3-point play possible.
He had the entry. He did not. Great drive and finish.
That's what happens when you have a nice stroke and a nice touch to it. And a little teardrop. Both teams shooting very well here this evening. Keyshawn Woods trying to make it a 3-point play here. And he does. 27-21. Deke shooting 66.7% from the field and 60% from beyond the arc. And the Spartans are shooting 45.5% from three land. Alonso trying to go up and under, couldn't get it to fall. Keyshawn Woods hit the ground, taken up by Smith, and the foul will be on Mitchell Wilbekin.
Not a bad foul there. UNCG had numbers, and Wilbekin made sure he did not make the basket. Make the opponent go to the line and earn it. And you see here, he wasn't going to let him get that ball into the bucket.
Wilbekin is a hustler. He likes to do everything he can to at least try to stop some kind of play. And right there, he put a hand in him, but got the foul. And he knocks down the first one. 28-22 with about 6 minutes left to go in the first half. The Spartans have held their opponent to about 51 points per game. He knocks down the second. It's now a 5-point lead for the Deacons. Sykes will come in, the freshman. Kyla Sykes had 17 points. First to Matha High School back in his high school days. And Sean D. Brown. And they called it on Sean D. Brown. Kuiper held his ground. And Sean D. Brown got the charge. You'll see Coach Danny Manning shaking his head here.
Take a look at it. I think that could have gone either way. It's an acceptable call. UNCG again is very sound defensively. It's what they pride themselves in. Sean D is a freshman, and he'll learn from that.
Second foul on Sean D. Brown. Kuiper now outside again. Good steal, and Bryant can't complete the steal. Bryant Crawford, the junior, out of the D.C. area. Off the backboard and good for Dickey. And it's Full court press.
That's that pressure that they apply to try to get the shot clock down. We're under 20. And Wake is getting into their stuff now.
Thompson will try to put a pick and roll for Wilbekin. He was open. Wilbekin didn't see him. And Crawford for three. Won't fall. Thompson gets the rebound, lost it out of bounds, but it'll be off the Spartans. And the Deacons will get it under the basket. 28-25 our score. Awfully tight, like we kind of expected, James.
We did expect a very competitive contest tonight because of the contrast in styles. Right now the pace is more in the liking of Coach Wes Miller than it will be for Coach Danny Manning.
Darrell Moore goes out. Olivier Sarr, the freshman from France, checks back in. 7 fouls on Wake, 5 on the Spartans. And a foul called on the Spartans. The Spartans are in the bonus. That'll be the 6th foul, so now Wake Forest will be in the bonus. Keyshawn Woods, the guy you want at the charity stripe.
Absolutely.
Will go to the line.
That was a baseline out-of-bounds set play. Wake Forest executed well, and Woods is at the line.
There he is, and the first one good. From Gastonia, North Carolina. Had a career-high 25 points against Georgia Southern in that opener. Another part of this dynamic backcourt for Wake Forest. And here comes Brandon Childress, the son of Randolph Childress.
That's the strength of Wake Forest this year is the perimeter players. You know, they lost a lot when John Collins elected to go to the NBA, and Dinos Mitroglou is now back in Europe playing professionally. So those are two big voids that are needing to be filled. They're being done currently by committee. So the strength of this year's squad so far is the perimeter.
Troy going in to the lane, couldn't get it to fall. Sykes will wave it off. I believe they're going to call a foul, a push on Brandon Childress, his second. And again, he's confused of why the call was on him. But UNCG also lost some key players as well. They lost Eric Hamilton, or they bring in Eric Hamilton. He's a Wichita State transfer, but they lost two great players like Dante Baldwin and R.J. White. Both had stellar games against Wake Forest last year in their meeting that went down to the wire. 30-25 here with 44 minutes and 38 seconds left in the first half. Childress wanted to go to Sarr, but kept it himself. He's going to take on Troy by himself. Trying to direct traffic, looking for the pick and roll. Crawford. Gonna stop, back up, and I believe they're going to call the foul on Sykes. And Sykes shakes his head. He agrees. Sykes' second foul. 7 fouls for UNCG. And Crawford will go to the line shooting 1-1. His first free throw of the evening is good. And Alonzo will check back in for the Spartans. Woods now with 10 points, leading all Deacons. They came off the bench. Crawford, second one good. That's Crawford's 6th point of the evening. So good news for Coach Manning. His backcourt is firing on all cylinders. Galloway. Childress guarding Massey. Massey trying to cross him over, goes baseline. Puts one up, a long one. And Sarr will get the rebound, but it'll be over the back call. As Jordy Kuiper about to check in for Wes Miller and the Spartans. Deeks holding on a 32-25 lead here at the three-point line.
Wake Forest is shooting the ball very well today. One thing that they are also doing is defending. One of the keys of the game was to hold UNCG under 40%. Right now, they're on schedule to do that.
Sarr with his second one good. Excuse me, his first one is good. Now the lead up to 33-25. A 7-foot freshman from France. That won't fall. Here comes Massey slowing down the tempo. Kuiper with 2 quick pick and rolls. This is the shot from Massey. And that hit the back of the iron, no good. Sarr wanted it. Crawford wanted to slow it down.
If you're Wake Forest, you want to run this lead out a little bit to close the half. If you're Wes Miller's UNCG squad, you want to do that. You want to get a turnover and you want to close the gap.
Dickey trying to go in for the jam and got fouled by Sarr, and Dickey looks a little shaken up. But UNCG now with 15 points off of turnovers. Let's take a look. Yeah, you see Olivia Sarr just timed it a little too late and got Dickey on the arm. So Dickey will go to the line. So we sit here at 3:12 left to go in the first half. Kuiper still leads the Spartans in the points category with 9. You'd think that'd be in the paint, but it's from three land. Crawford, the leading scorer on the floor right now with 6. And Melo Eggleston checks into the ballgame, another freshman, part of this freshman class. Checks in here with 3 minutes left to go in the first half. That's good by Dickey. 33-26. Putting a little pressure. Crawford. Wobekin. Sarr again trying to get that pick and roll. Eggleston. Shot clock down to 6. Wobekin's going to have to fire it. Again, another fadeaway. Fell down. Tangled up with Kuiper. Here comes Massey. And well read by Terrence Thompson. Trying to connect with Dickey on the left side. But Thompson watched it all the way, and the transfer from Marshall out of Durham, North Carolina.
That was good transition defense, but on the other end, UNCG did exactly what they intend to do. Take you down to the end of the shot clock and force you to take a shot that you may not want to take if you had more time.
Keyshawn Woods did not start tonight. Came off the bench, but the end leads the Deeks with 10 points. And presently, he's sitting on the bench. Deeks up 33-26. And about 2.5 to go in the first half. Alonzo will inbound the ball. Alonzo spots up right there in front of the charity stripe. Won't get it to fall. Hit every part of the rim but in. Here comes Melo Eggleston. And a whistle blown. I believe they'll call the foul on Alonzo. Alonzo got him on the arm. His second foul. Let's take a look. Watch the replay. Kind of hooked him. And right in front of the referee, and they'll call it. Melo Eggleston will go to the line.
They'll call that one every time. Coach Miller is telling his player that you have to fight over that screen. You can't hold as you go through it on those dribble handoffs. It's a teachable moment, and he'll learn from it. This young man at the line, and talking with the coaching staff today, Eggleston, he has a high upside. I think he's going to be a really good player for Wake Forest.
Or the number 11, these gray jerseys. First time we've seen them all year. And the reason why he wears number 11 is his uncle, Charlie Harrison, played here with Childress back in the 90s, transfer from Georgetown. Also wore number 11. Another foul on Wake Forest, Terrence Thompson. And Marvin Smith goes to the line for 2 shots. Deeks with a 34-27 lead. And now Keyshawn Woods will check in for Coach Danny Manning. Last year, Keyshawn Woods had 12.5 points per game. The Spartans execute that last shot, making it 34-28.
Again, you see the token pressure. Really not trying to turn Wake Forest over, just trying to make them take more time up the floor.
They're slowing them down. Wake Forest likes to go fast, and the Spartans like to slow it down. Shot clock down to 6 seconds. Eggleston wants it. Keyshawn Woods going to throw up a prayer and couldn't get it to fall. Thompson went up for it, had a chance for the rebound, couldn't get it. And the Spartans now with the ball. Troy double teamed by Crawford and Saar. Here comes Smith driving in. Thompson able to put a mid on it. Woods in transition. Somehow fought out of that crowd. Able to put a shot up, but can't get it to fall. And we sit here at 34-28. Clock ticking down to about a minute left in the first half. Inside, Troy. Roll around and in. Oh, the Deeks lead just 4. Crawford trying to throw it up to Saar. Got careless with the basketball. With the Spartans now will try to take advantage of that. Just tell you how great this Spartan team is. They played a little 13-minute scrimmage back in the early part of this year against the Tar Heels and actually won it by 8. A little 13-minute round robin kind of thing. That's something to talk about, going beat the
it shows
champs.
that Wes Miller is building that program. It shows that he's getting better players, and they're locking in on their defensive principles. The last 2 or 3 possessions for Wake Forest, they've tried to speed it up, and they've kind of made a mental error on each one of them.
Trying to hold it to the last shot. Crawford looking for a quality shot, going to drive himself. He's a slasher, and he gets it to fall. And that will finish off the first. And Coach Manning and Coach Wes Miller try to get ready for this second half. And Wake Forest is having woes in the second half. Their opponent outscoring them 201 to 173 when it gets to the second half. I'm sure that was a key point to talk about in the locker room. Trying to hold on to this lead. There's Alonzo trying to get past Wilbekin. Here's Kuiper.
Well, I'm sure in the locker room on the Wake Forest side, Ty, they talked about playing 40 minutes. You know, they've been in leads in first halves in a lot of their games so far this year, and it's about finishing a complete game.
Troy gets that one right before the buzzer, and that's exactly what Coach Miller wants his Spartans to do. Troy with a rainbow just hits, releases it right before the shot clock gets to 0. Cuts the lead to 3. Right at the start here of the second half. Sean D. Brown starts the second half. Same starters they did to start the game off. Darrell Moore going up high. I think he got stepped on his right foot, but he'll be okay, and he'll go to the line.
If you let that young man catch the ball that deep, he's either going to the line or he's going to score a bucket.
James Dickey with his second foul on the evening. Darrell Moore will go to the line. And his free throw woes continue, shooting 45% from the charity stripe. It's 5-11 coming into tonight. He misses that one. Second one, can't get that one to fall. Great rebound by Sean D. Brown. And a foul on Sean D. Brown. Got him on the elbow, and they'll keep it right here. Tell you what, Sean D. Brown's very impressive, a freshman coming out of Orlando, Florida. First big-time recruit they've gotten since Al Farouk Aminu.
And he's a freshman.
And like I said, he's a freshman.
so you know what you get with freshmen. That was a great hustle play. That'll show up on the hustle stats for Wake Forest tomorrow. Offensive rebound, second chance opportunity.
6'5" freshman from Orlando knocks two down. It's 38-33. Sean D with his first points of the ball game. 2 points for him. Inside, Dickey streaking in and gets the foul called, I believe.
Take a look here on this.
It's
good penetration.
Kind of brushed his head there.
You see the pass before. It was even a better pass.
The whistles are blowing awfully rapidly here in the second half as Dickey now goes to the line. Won't get past the front of the iron. Can't convert. He's a 75% free throw shooter. 6 of 8 coming into tonight's game. Misses that one and he misses that one. Sean D. Brown with a rebound. Here come the Deeks slowly up the court. Sean D. Brown with 3 rebounds, and Mitchell Wilbekin, very similar to how he did it in the first half. He knocks down a 3.
He's comfortable with that 2 dribble pull-up, even if it is outside the 3-point line.
It's all a matter of him getting comfortable when he's able to knock down 3s, just like his brother did for Florida. Inside the lane, Alonzo will take advantage of that. Had Mitchell Wilbekin on skates. Made him pay. 41-35 our score.
And here we go back to this pressure that we saw late in the first half.
Ryan Crawford, the slasher, wanted to go inside the lane. Mitchell now, as they move it around to Mitchell Wilbekin. Wilbekin for a 3, can't get it to fall. He had a nice look, but Wilbekin couldn't convert. And the Spartans now with it, trailing by 6. Kuiper for 3. This one won't fall. Rebound, Deeks. Crawford wanted to go fast, but he's going to reset. Mitchell steps back for 3. Got it. 3-point. He's feeling it for sure.
I said I didn't know he had that shot in his repertoire, but that was a great step back 3.
There goes his career high. 10 points on the night here against the Spartans. Another whistle blown. Second foul on Mitchell Wilbekin. He shakes his head in disbelief. You see him kind of talking to the referee. There's Coach Manning talking to Sean D. Brown. Manning knows all about what to talk about. A former first-rounder for the LA Clippers, Player of the Year at Kansas. Here's Troy putting up a floater. Foul called. Coach Manning, you can't say this about a lot of programs, but can you really say that at Wake Forest, at a program like Wake Forest, that you can play with your coach on the first original NBA Jam?
I don't think there are many of those out there.
I mean, there's only 5. You got like Mullen, you got Terry Porter, Mark Price. There's one of them is Danny Manning. And that won't fall.
Well, we've been talking about what a great job Wes Miller's been doing at UNCG. We should also say the same about Coach Manning at Wake Forest. And they made it to the NCAA tournament last year, have a big-time recruiting class coming in next year. Don't know that you can forecast what you lost last year. So there's a void there that they're having to make up and fill in and introduce new players and learn how to play it with each other. But he will have them back.
And interesting you say that, James, is in his time at Tulsa, he basically had to play with a similar lineup. They had to go small, and remember, they got to the tournament.
Good pass.
Here's Wilbekin. Can't get it to fall. A foul, I believe, on Mitchell. And the whistle's been blowing really, really rapidly again here in the second half as they continue. 8 points was Donovan Mitchell's career high. He broke that. He's got 10 points tonight. And he'll sit down after 2 fouls on him. Terrence Thompson guarding Kuiper. Alonzo for 3. Light it up, Francis. Alonzo with another tray. 44-38. He's got 13 on the night. Deeks again slowing the pace, something they usually try to get up the court quickly. Darrell Moore, what a play by Darrell Moore. That's exactly what you want with Coach Manning. He knows how to teach big men and able to get underneath there and convert on the 2. Darrell Moore's got 8.
UNCG was in a zone that last possession, and Wake Forest very patient and found Darrell Moore, and he converted.
Kuiper trying to hand it off to Troy. And Alonzo has the shot clock down to 7. Kuiper for 3. The front of the iron blocked it. And here come the Deeks with it. Darrell Moore, he's not going to take that shot. I'll tell you that. Mitchell Wilbekin. Terrence Thompson trying to give a pick and roll. And Woods loses it. Troy comes up with it. And a whistle blown on Keyshawn Woods. It was almost as if Keyshawn Woods was trying to figure out which side to go on the screen. As the pick was set for him, he just went the wrong direction.
It's good defense by UNCG. Good hustle back.
Tied for the lead in scores with 10 points. And Troy will go to the line. 38 points, and now it's 39, 46-39. Our score here in Winston-Salem. Spartans shooting 38% from the field, which is under what Wake Forest usually allows their opponent to shoot. Came in here about 41%, allowing the team to score, their opponent to score from the field. Here's Woods. Deeks shooting 45% from three-point range. Shot clock down to 3 seconds. Here's Woods. Got it. Count it.
That was good offense. Patient, and they found the shot in the end, and Woods knocked it down. That was just good patience.
Good patience to not get flustered by the fact that the shot clock was ticking down. And they played it down to the wire, didn't they? As Woods put it up right when the horn blew. Galloway inside, great pass, and got it. And it's 49-42, 7-point lead for the Deacons. Bryant Crawford awfully dangerous there as he just crosses the timeline, puts it up, the floater, no good. Rebound, Dickey, as he does so well, gets another rebound. He's got 6 rebounds on the night. Averages about 8 rebounds a game, and a kick by Bryant Crawford. And Brandon Childress will check into the ball game for the Deacons. In for Bryant Crawford. And Jordy Kuiper also back into the game for the Spartans. Down by 7 to the Deacons. Francis Alonzo with 13 points. Puts one up, makes it 15.
Francis Alonzo.
SoCon championship game back last year, had 28 points. That was his career high before the Delaware game.
Well, there's a reason that young man is Southern Conference, all-conference preseason.
Here's a shot, and that looked just like his father. I hate saying that. I know they say it a lot, but very similar to Randolph Childress. There's Brandon Childress knocking down the three. It's pretty.
Not afraid to take it.
52-44 our score. Here's Alonzo. He had the look, didn't take it. Massey's going to reset. Dickey going to drive. Spin move up against Olivier Sarr. Great defense by the freshman from France, and here comes the Deacons. Wilbekin. Woods feeling he's going to go into the lane. Turnaround jumper. Good.
That's good defense, a better offensive play on that one.
You see how with Francis Alonzo, you can see him pumped up, feeling it. And when number one feels it, the rest of the team usually follows.
And that last highlight, I think Coach Miller will take that. There's two people in position defensively. The offensive player just made a better shot.
Sykes looked to go down low, and he won't. Kuiper going to try to use the dribble. Some confusion as the shot clock down to 6 seconds. Smith rolls around, no good. Crawford with it, pushes it up quickly. Olivia Sarr has had quite a few minutes tonight, which is a good sign for Deacon fans. There's a lay-in by Childress. And you see how the frustration has built over and just showing the kind of emotion Wake Forest is playing with tonight. Enjoying the 6-5 left to go in the second half. Brandon Childress got the lay-in, and he'll try to complete the three-point play with this free throw. And it won't fall. Childress sits at 5 points on the evening. Donovan Mitchell still on the bench. Was flawless from the field and flawless from beyond the arc. Kuiper trying to fight down low. Inside the lane, laid it in and good. Sean D. Brown let him loose to try to kind of pick his pocket from the back and got bit there as UNCG converts on the 2 points. 56-46. Olivia Sarr comes out, trying to put a pick on Kuiper. It's the Netherlands versus France down low. And Olivia Sarr was wide open underneath. I don't know if Sean D. Brown saw him, but he wanted it. He had a free pass to the basket.
But that possession was UNCG defense.
Great defense.
They played the pressure three-quarter court again. They got the shot clock down, and then Wake Forest had a little bit of a hard time finding an open look. A couple times they had a better offensive move than the defense, but defense won that time.
Spartans allowed the Delaware Munyon Blue Hens to score 66 points. Right now they have allowed the Deeks 56 points. Here's the roll around and in. Reverse layup by Massey. The Deeks now above what the Spartans usually hold their opponent to at 56 points. They usually hold them to about 51 points per game. And Jordy Kuiper got him with a body. And Woods seems to be okay. Looked like he was holding his left hamstring. Here comes Darrell Moore, the 7'1" junior, from Atlanta, Georgia, who started tonight and has done a great job. Got 8 points on the evening. Able to get down low, and a miscommunication. You see Childress kind of throwing his hands up at Brian Crawford. He zigged when he should have zagged, I guess.
Little miscommunication there.
Childress going to try to apply semi-pressure on Troy. And they say it's off on Crawford. He kind of laughed, too, if he could try to get away with it.
Yeah, tried to sell that one.
He did try to sell it.
UNCG's turned up the defensive pressure last couple possessions. Wake Forest needs to make that adjustment.
Crawford with 8 points on the night. Inside Galloway. Well played by Sean D. Brown. Here comes the freshman. Lost it. It should stay right here. It does. Sean D. Brown wanted to slam that one home, but I think he got ahead of himself. Let's check out just how he kind of immediately slashed into the lane. You could see his excitement. His eyes got big. Wanted to go into the lane and dunk it. The Deeks have it. There's Childress. In low to Moore. Moore, little hook, good.
That's a pro move, Ty. One bounce into a jump hook. Not many people can block that shot.
Moore looked a little bit like number 20 from last year, John Collins. He's got 10 on the night. Here's Alonzo, and he'll pay. Hits the three, fell down, no foul called. It's a 7-point lead for the Deacons. Childress gonna cut into the lane, lays it in for Moore, and he slams it. Another alley-oop for Darrell Moore, and the bench is feeling it. And the starting five is feeling it.
Terrific penetration by Childress. He made that entire play for Darrell Moore.
60-51. Deeks up by 9. Alonzo want to take an NBA range three and knocked it down. 54 points for the Spartans as they trail by 6, 60-54.
The reason why I highlighted that young man in the top.
21 points for the junior out of Malaga, Spain. Led Spain's U20 FIBA team in the European Championship. Averaging 13 points per game in that one. Had 26 points against Latvia. And Wake Forest had a player that also represented them in the FIBA championships. That was Olivier Sarr, who had a pretty impressive FIBA championship. Actually, the U18 European Championship, averaged 7.6 points per game. And here he is. We're in the old gold and black here at Winston-Salem. Woods, a beautiful cut to the basket, laid it in.
It seems like every time Wake Forest needs a bucket, it's Keyshawn Woods.
And that's what you want to see. Someone that is a key leader to this team and can shoot the ball. 17 points for Woods now. And a whistle blown, and it'll go Wake Forest's way. Francis Alonzo. Here with 12 points so far. We still got 7.5 to go. Full court pressure by the Spartans. Darrell Moore inside against Kuiper, and he walked. Got too excited. I guess he heard us talking about him.
Well, best remedy to get people to stop pressing you is to attack it. And they had the right idea there. Getting the ball to the middle of the floor and then attack the basket with the numbers advantage that you have, 2-on-1. And they want to play fast but not be in a hurry. So they got 99% of it right on that possession. Wake Forest did. We'll see if UNCG continues to pressure in the three-quarter court like they have been.
Double dribble on the Spartans. And still on the bench is Donovan Mitchell. He has 4 fouls on him. 2 quick fouls. And he had to come out. That's bad news for Coach Manning because he was feeling it as well. Being red hot, 3 of 3 from the field. The Deacons continuing to shoot lights out from the Joel here tonight, 64% from the field and 54% from beyond the arc. Darrell Moore gets called for the foul, his first foul of the night.
Next whistle on Wake Forest, UNCG will be in the bonus.
UNCG also with 6 fouls. Trailing by 8. Troy looked at it. Kick it out to Dickey. Dickey slashing into the lane, and he's going to get called. The foul called on Darrell Moore. Again, 2 quick fouls. We've seen so many times Darrell Moore puts up 2 quick fouls here. And James Dickey with 2 shots here. 62-54, that one won't fall. He has had his issues at the line, shooting about 75%, 6 of 8. He struggled here tonight, and the crowd is into it, trying to keep him. It's the foul shot. If he misses 2 consecutive, the crowd goes silent. If he misses 2 consecutive, it's a free chicken sandwich for Chick-fil-A. This crowd didn't all of a sudden get alive. They just love the chicken sandwich.
A lot of Chick-fil-A fans.
Apparently so. 62-55 our score with 6.5 to go. Inside.
Great pass.
Eggleston. Good look and put it right to him. Crawford with 5 assists. His high school coach said he's an old school kind of point guard. He passes first before he decides to slash or put it up. He's a fan of the art of passing. 64-55, a long 3 and good. Malik Massey from downtown makes it 64-58. As the Deacs trying to keep UNCG from tying this thing up. They're crept and crept and crept at 64-58. The Deacs led 12 points at one point. Here comes Bryant Crawford inside the lane, the slash it in, and a chance for 3-point play.
And that's what you want your leader to do. You've gotten hit in the mouth a couple times. It's getting a little closer. Bryant Crawford takes it all the way to the basket, draws a foul, has the opportunity to create a 3-point play. It's the kind of leadership that Wake Forest is looking for from number 13.
He's an artist. He likes to do on his spare time. He likes to doodle. He's a very good artist, believe it or not. So off the court, he likes to draw, and inside and on the court, he likes to draw up plays and slash. The artistry of putting up points. Bryant Crawford will go out as he now has 11 points, 4 of 8 from the field. And leading with 5 assists on the evening. Long shot, Alonzo good. It's just tough to guard, especially when he's feeling
for his teammates. So he's played a complete game today. Really, really, really good game for Alonzo.
As usual, they definitely were going to zero in on number 10. He's got 24 points and 4 assists on the evening. And his Spartans trail just by 6 now to Wake Forest. Here comes Brandon Childress. Eggleston still in the ball game for Wake Forest. Eggleston wants to go baseline, puts it up. That won't fall. Not the one and done they want. A hit off the iron. Spartans have a chance to cut into this lead a little bit more. And there he is, number 10, and he buries it again. 27 points for the junior from Malaga, Spain, and it's now only a 3-point ball game.
You know, when you're a shooter like that, sometimes the basket looks like it's the size of the ocean, and they just all go down.
Got such a pretty shot, though. The rotation, everything about it is money. And that should give him some money when he leaves UNCG, too.
And I think we mentioned earlier that the Europeans have pretty good outside shots.
I would say so. For Wake Forest, again, they hit this kind of rut they always do sometimes in the second half. Remember, their opponents outshoot them, outscore them in the second half.
Well, for Wake Forest, it's about the will to win. It's about playing 40 complete minutes. They're right in this game. It's a one-possession game with 4 minutes to go. We'll get the under 4 timeout, and the two coaches will make their final adjustments, and we'll come down the stretch.
Their largest lead was 12, and the second half here, early in the second half, for 11:45 to go. Darrell Moore has to fight for it and gets it. And UNCG only led by 1. That was back early in the first half. Darrell Moore to the line. He's 0 from 2 from beyond the charity stripe. This one rolls in. 68-64, Deeks with a 4-point lead. UNCG has now moved their shooting percentage on the field to 49%, 52% from three-point line. He knocks down his second one. So Darrell Moore converts on 2 key free throws here with 4 minutes left to go. 5-point lead for the Deacons. Massey going up against Childress. Dickey looked at it, the top of the key. Alonzo throws it to Wes Miller, who's wide open at the bench.
That may be the only thing he's done wrong tonight.
You see Wes Miller, comes in at 89 and 104. Got the head coaching gig, took over, and actually went 500 and has done a superb job. Walked on at Chapel Hill after scholarship to JMU. Studied under one of the best, Roy Williams, and now he's here coaching here in the SoCon in his 7th season. Also assistant at Elon and High Point. He hired right out of the gate Mike Roberts, and he's been there beside him for all 7 years. Here's Brandon Childress. First one good. Demetrius Troy checks back into the ball game for Coach Wes Miller. Smith, the only player really with foul trouble with 4. And Childress knocks that one down. Lead back to 7 for Wake Forest. Alonzo going to back it up. He's got 27. Leads all scores. Goes to Kuiper. Definitely a mismatch between Welbeck and the hook, and good. And Kuiper looks like he hurt is it his right foot? Maybe he turned it. Or is it his left? Alonzo is 7 of 9 from beyond the arc. 7 of 9. Let's take a look at that replay. See if he came down. That's one of those things, a basketball player, once that happens, you're going to be always worried about that when you take a jumper or even try to go inside the lane, especially a player like Kuiper. A lot of weight on top, and that makes you turn it.
Rolling ankles is not a fun thing.
Nope, not at all. As he will go out of the game and get checked on. Deeks hold the 5-point lead, 71-66. There's Coach Danny Manning right there. His 4th season at the helm. Former Conference USA Coach of the Year. Got Skip Prosser Man of the Year. back last season. And a foul, I believe, on Dickey.
Keep our eye on the free throw line as we go down the stretch here. It's 3 straight possessions Wake Forest has been to the free throw line.
As Coach Manning in his resume, not to mention his playing resume as well, has been a former 6th man of the year, not to mention a 2-time All-Star. #1 pick in 1988. Darrell Moore can't get that one to fall, doesn't get past the front of the rim. A career average of 14 points per game and 5.2 rebounds per game. His NBA career, 883 career NBA games. 71-66. Make it 72-66. As Darrell Moore now with 15 points. The first meeting between these two when UNCG moved to D1 was back in 1991. I believe Brandon's father was playing in that game in 1991. Went 87-59, Wake Forest won. They've knocked off 10 in a row. Spartans have not beaten the Deacs in this series. Galloway trying to figure out where Troy's going. Alonzo comes out with it. Back step jumper, no good. Rebound. Darrell Moore comes out with it, fighting for it, and pushes it out to Woods as the crowd gets into it. 72-66, 2.5 to go. Deacs have not had a field goal in about 2 minutes, and number 10 get hot, and he has gotten hot. 27 points, 10 of 15 from the field. He's 7 of 9 from three-point range. Childress. Here's Woods. Going to back it up. Darrell Moore. Here's Woods for 3. Got it!
Big shot.
Leaves the hand up, and the Deacs go up 75-66. That is definitely a big shot. Woods now with 20 points for him off the bench.
It seems like every time Wake Forest has to have a conversion, we call number 1's name.
And Alonzo maybe got away with a walk. It looked like he took about 4 steps. Maybe a LeBron James walk a little bit, right?
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, right. Let's take a look at that replay. Here's the foul on Wilbekin. And just like you said, J.O., they just want to put a hand in his face, but got the foul. So here's a chance for Alonzo to add to his points with the clock off. There's a crowd trying to get into it to keep the sharpshooter from Spain from getting his 28th point. That doesn't happen, as now he's flirting with his career high. They got 32 against Delaware. 21 of those again within the first half. Was red hot. There he is. The second free throw, good. 29 points. The Deacs with a 75-68 lead. And the clock seems to just go too slow for them. They trap Childress. Wilbekin trying to get away from a 2-man trap. They say he's out. Oh, they say a walk. He traveled. I thought he stepped on the line, but it's a travel called. And you see Coach Manning calm and collective, but you can see he's a little upset. Take a look, and Wilbekin just trying to fight through that and just lost his pivot foot. You see Alonzo. The job well done. And now the Spartans with it. 16 turnovers for Wake Forest, only 11 for UNCG. Dickey, here's the 3, good. That was Smith. Marvin Smith now cuts the lead back to 4, 75-71. Shades of last year's game already haunting the arena here. Childress.
1 minute.
1 minute remains. Three seconds on the shot clock. Puts it up. That's a difficult shot and not a very high percentage shot, especially with hands in your face. Won't fall. 75-71. Dangerous spot. Kuiper won't get it to fall. Rebound. This should be Wake Forest. Wait, no, a foul called. Thought it was off Smith, but a whistle's blown. A foul called, I believe, on Woods. His second foul, 19 foul for Wake Forest. And again, another nail biter. 36.9 seconds left. Jeeks with a 4-point lead, trying to hold off the Spartans. Malik Massey and Sykes.
Little offense for defensive substitutions by Coach Miller.
Troy will take a seat. Lincoln Sykes check into the game. Marvin Smith, first one good. Lead now to just 3.
If this goes into, I expect UNCG to full court pressure.
Second one on the way, off the back of the rim, no good. Whistle blown, and they're going to call a foul again on Woods. 2 quick fouls on Woods, and the fans are not happy with that. His third foul on the evening. 2 quick fouls by the leading scorer for Wake Forest with 20 points. And again, Wake Forest shooting themselves in the foot here. Dickey at the line. 75-72 with the clock off. First one rattles, hits in, and goes in. Sean D. Brown now checks in for Coach Danny Manning. .36 seconds left. Dickey now trying to cut this to 1 point. No good. Rebound, a whistle blown, and a foul called on UNCG, pointed in the direction of Wake Forest. You could see Wake Forest immediately cringed when that whistle blew. They thought for sure would be another foul on them. 2 quick fouls on Keyshawn Woods. But this time, it's a foul on the Spartans. And it's Darrell Moore, who's 3 of 6 from the free throw line tonight. With 2 big free throws here. First one good.
And Coach Miller goes offense for defense.
And Kuiper now kind of hobbling a little bit as he turned his ankle.
Looks like Coach Manning's going to counter.
He does. He goes with a smaller lineup. Crawford, Woods, Childress, and Wilbekin. Second one, good. 2 clutch free throws by Darrell Moore. And it's a 4-point ball game. Timeout. Nope, no timeout. Thought it was a timeout called by Danny Manning. We'll keep it here. Kuiper will inbound it. Here's Troy. Alonzo on the step back. Wilbekin right in his back pocket. Lost his steps and got it. Alonzo shaking Wilbekin. And Alonzo 1 point shy away from tying his career high, which he got against Delaware. Full court press. Sean D. Brown won't get it to fall. I don't know how it hit every part of the rim and couldn't fall down. It'll keep it this way. Wake Forest will keep possession. And you see Matt Hammond, Danny Brown right beside us, and Andrea Hutchins. Great job by our crew again tonight. And tangled up as they lined up, and it looks like Smith kind of got hit in the mouth. And a fifth foul is awarded to Smith. Smith with 77-75 our score. 14 seconds left to go. And that got the lucky touch there. It will fall for Sean D. Brown, the freshman out of Orlando, Florida.
Big time free throw for that young man. Time and score situation, all considered. Step up there and knock it down.
Brown with just 3 points. He's got 3 rebounds on the night. Chance for point number 4, and he does. As the Deacs now with a 4-point lead. Woods with 20 points, leads all Deacs. And Alonzo sitting at 31. Alonzo spots up for a 3, kind of fade away, off balance, couldn't get it to fall. Childress trying to fight around 2 Spartans, and he threw an outlet pass to Crawford. Would have connected with a foul called on Alonzo for his 4th foul called on him tonight. (79-75). You never thought you'd say this if you're a Wake fan, but a big win if they can finish this thing off against a very talented UNCG team.
You got, first of all, take your hat off to UNCG. Great job coming into a hostile environment. And for Wake Forest, any win is a good win right now.
Wake Forest and Coach Danny Manning trying to find the right formation, the right formula. The chemistry had to click. And hopefully tonight, after shooting 62% from the field, 24 of 39, and 57% from beyond the arc. As Childress knocks that one down, it's 81-75, and that will be the final. Wake Forest gets their 2nd win of the year in a big, crucial win.